Shatrada, CNN Philippines.
An update now on the nationwide tally of COVID-19 cases. The country lists nearly 19,000 new infections. Now, this brings the total caseload to around 2.36 million. Over 20,000 people recovered, while active cases, or the number of people currently sick with COVID, is at 176,850. An additional 146 patients died of COVID-19, pushing the death toll to 36,934. This is the first time in 7 days that reported deaths fell below 200. But today's figures do not yet include data from 5 testing laboratories. Now, COVID-related deaths hit a new peak in August, partly because of the highly transmissible Delta coronavirus variant. The Health Department says Delta is now the most common variant of concern found in the country. Kylin Bonkin has more.
This graph shows the SARS-CoV-2 variants found in the Philippines this year. There were only 5 variants of concern cases in January, all alpha. The others not as alarming. In February, more people got alpha and beta variants, driving the surge in March and April. Then Delta came in the picture. And true to its reputation as the more transmissible variant, it was only a matter of weeks before more and more people caught Delta. In September, almost 9 out of 10 tested for variants have Delta, making it the most commonly found variant in the country.
Sampling methodology also affects these proportions, as samples from target areas or populations are prioritized more.
Delta is found in all age groups, especially among 20 to 59 years old. The death rate among those with Delta, about 2.5%, higher than the death rate among total confirmed COVID cases. The elderly with Delta are more likely to die, 17 out of 100 people for 80 years old and above. Even children are not spared. Almost 2 out of 100 children aged 9 below died. This variant drove many hospitals beyond limits. August recorded an all-time high in deaths, an average of 155 people every day, more than the surge in April.
The national case fatality rate was lower this year than last year at 1.47% versus the 2.47% in 2020. Despite cases and deaths increasing by more than twofold this year.
About 20,000 new infections are reported on a daily basis in the past 2 weeks. Both the Octa Research Group and the Health Department say COVID cases don't seem to be growing as much this past week, but they differ on whether or not it already peaked in Metro Manila.
We may have peaked. This is just in its early stages. We're just seeing the peak from last week. So it can still reverse. It can still change. If we may have already peaked, then cases are starting to go down. When we had an average of almost 6,000 cases, yun yung peak natin.
Pag-aralan pa maigi yung datos natin. Patuloy pa rin tumataas ang mga kaso natin sa National Capital Region. Although bumagal ang pagtaas, pero tumataas pa rin siya. This delayed peak may be due to a slowdown in the case increases brought on by implemented community quarantine restrictions, improvement of PDITR, and vaccination.
The government projects COVID-19 cases peaking by end of the month or early October. For now, 12 regions remain at high risk, where hospitals are almost already or still full, and those getting sick are growing by the day. Caroline Bonkin, CNN Philippines.
More COVID-19 vaccines arrive in the country, bringing the total to over 64,500,000 more shots from Pfizer will also be delivered tonight. Based on the latest data, more than 41 million doses have been administered. That means 18 million Filipinos are fully vaccinated, while around 22 million got their first dose. The government aims to fully vaccinate over 20 million by the end of the month. This is still quite far from the government's target of vaccinating more than 70 million people, or 70% of the population. In the coming weeks, the country will receive 12 million doses from Sinovac, Pfizer, Moderna, Sputnik, and AstraZeneca. Now, President Duterte's former economic advisor, Michael Yang, denies he financed Pharmaly. That is the controversial firm at the center of congressional probes into alleged irregularities in the government's pandemic spending. Yang, through an interpreter, said he merely acted as a bridge.
Mr. Yang said that when Lincoln approached, he referred him to friends, di ba, who would be able to assist them financially. So what Mr. Yang did was to give parang towards his friends, he was like an assure, he gave his assurance in with respect to the credibility of the borrower or sila Lincoln.
Now, this contradicts the statement from the officials who named Yang as their financier. Farmally needed a backer because its capital was just at 625,000 pesos when it began winning government contracts. The company bagged over 8 billion pesos worth of deals last year. Coming up, Senator Manny Pacquiao is ready to fight as a presidential candidate, but another faction of his party dismisses the move, and a group calls out two politicians, labeling them junior dictators. Details next here on Newsnight, where we go above and beyond the headlines.
As Consul of Belarus, my main responsibility was to see to it
The over-the-top racing of the Cruisin' Blast arcade game goes portable on the Nintendo Switch.
It started out as an arcade game, and we had 5 tracks. People just kept saying, man, why isn't this game on the Switch? You know, we sold like 10,000 of these Cruisin' Blast, you know, all over the world, the arcade games. And finally, we just got tired of people requesting it, and we said, you know, let's try a new business model. We'll actually do what people want. It's not about trying to master a crazy, difficult controller. It's about just having fun.
Playing unlocks new vehicles, including a Triceratops, whose cruisin' DNA goes back to, where else? Jurassic Park.
In the early days in the arcade Cruisin' Blast, we had, I think it was Madagascar, and it was a really cool track. Somebody said, oh, yeah, it's kind of boring at this part here. You know, I'm tired of watching water buffalo. Somebody said, well, let's just put dinosaurs in there. It's like, you know, and we had done this Jurassic Park game, so we had lots of dinosaurs. So we put dinosaurs in Madagascar, and, you know, it's kind of cool. For the Switch version, we said, let's just, you know, let's double, triple down here.
Leveling up my dinosaur in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
back to Newsnight, where we go above and beyond the headlines. It is official. Senator Manny Pacquiao declares he will gun for the presidency in the 2022 elections. Pacquiao accepted the nomination to be the standard-bearer of the PDP Laban faction that he co-leads with Senator Coco Pimentel. The group says it is ready to fight back against the wing backed by President Duterte. CNR Arcangel has more.
It was the turn of the PDP Laban faction led by Senator Manny Pacquiao to hold a National Assembly nearly 2 weeks after the group chaired by Energy Secretary Alfonso Cusi organized a similar event. Pacquiao's camp claims over 10,000 members nationwide attended the event, though most of them were only online. The attendees also insist they are the legitimate members of the ruling party and not the politicians present at Cusi's gathering. They nominated Pacquiao to run as the party's standard-bearer in the 2022 elections, and he accepted.
Tinatanggap ko po ang inyong nominasyon sa akin bilang kandidato sa pagkapangulo ng Republika ng Pilipinas. Si Manny Pacquiao po ay handang gumabay at mamuno sa inyo sa panahon ng kahirapan, pagbangon at pag-asinso.
His faction has given Pacquiao a free hand to choose his running mate as well as candidates for the group's senatorial slate. Senator Aquilino Pimentel III, whose father and namesake established PDP Laban 3 decades ago, took a swipe at Cusi's group, saying Pacquiao's faction is ready to fight. The Cusi wing has asked the Commission on Elections to declare Pacquiao's group as illegitimate party members. It also named Senator Bongo and President Rodrigo Duterte as its official candidates for president and vice president. Go, however, has declined the nomination.
Hindi po natin papayagan ang pag-hijack ng ating partido. Tayong lahat, mga sa online, tayong lahat, isa lang ang partido natin ang PDP Laban. Yung kabila patalon-talon ng partido.
The COMELEC says the issue on PDP Laban will be referred to the ONBank, but there's no word yet on when it will be decided. Cian Arcangel, CNN, Philippines.
The PDP Laban faction led by Energy Secretary Alfonso Cusi is not surprised with Pacquiao's announcement. Cusi only has a short message for the senator. He says, "Good luck." The group says it did expect the announcement, adding in another interview that it will probably end, quote, in a tragedy for Pacquiao's faction. The Cusi-led wing adds there is little to no chance of reconciliation now. It looks to expel Pacquiao from the party as it waits for the Commission on Elections to decide on its petition to declare the lawmakers' wing as illegitimate. The Cusi-led faction nominated Senator Bongo as standard-bearer and President Duterte as his running mate, who has already accepted. In the meantime, COMELEC points out that there are no official candidates yet and that it only recognizes one PDP Laban for now. Spokesperson James Jimenez told CNN Philippines the COMELEC and Bank will decide on the dispute once both factions have submitted their authorized signatories.
Tatanggapin po yan dahil yung sinasabi nga natin, ang pagtanggap ng Certificate of Candidacies ay ministerial sa parte ng COMELEC. No? Ibig sabihin, walang choice ang COMELEC kundi tanggapin ang kanilang mga ipafile. Pero syempre, hiwalay na usapin pa yung sinasabi nating giving due course or yung talagang bibigyang visa yung final. So, tatanggapin natin yung ipafile nila. Pero tingnan natin kung ano mangyayari afterwards. Depende doon sa pagre-resolba ng kanilang intra-party dispute kung sakaling meron man.
The filing of certificates of candidacy takes place from October 1 to 8. 49 years ago, the Philippines entered a dark period as described by activists and those who experienced the horrors of martial law. Today, on the eve of the anniversary of its declaration, groups launch activities to counter misinformation about the Marcos regime. They say this is also their way of standing against two possible presidential runs. Our George Cahilas has that story.
Junior dictators. That's how this group describes Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte and former Senator Bongbong Marcos as they call on the public to reject their possible presidential bids next year. The group claims the presidential daughter and Marcos benefited from and actively defended their father's authoritarian leadership. Duterte is a daughter of President Rodrigo Duterte and Marcos is a son of dictator Ferdinand Marcos. The mayor refused to comment. Marcos has yet to respond to our query.
Hindi natin papayagang maulit-muli ang pangungulimbat ng mga Marcos at hindi natin papayagang maulit-muli itong formally na ninanakaw hindi lamang kaban ng bayan kundi ang ating buhay sa gitna ng pandemya. Kaya mga kasama sa araw na ito, paalala, reject junior dictators!
A bigger protest is expected tomorrow to commemorate the 49th anniversary of Martial Law Declaration. Human rights violation victims and their families are expected to participate.
Amazing, wonderful.
Meanwhile, the University of the Philippines launches a webinar series fact-checking misinformation and disinformation about martial law in the Marcos family. Academicians say information about the former president's extraordinary childhood and World War II heroism is a myth and quoted from what they say are manipulated biographies. And these must be corrected through education.
Ngunit kapag hindi naiwasto ang direksyon ng edukasyon ng kabataan, ay lalong hindi mapipigilan ang panunumbalik ng mga Marcos at ng mga katulad nila. Hindi mababago ang tuloy-tuloy na paghaharing nakasasakal ng mga pampolitikang dinastiya sa ating bansa.
Academicians say, while the Marcoses want to project the true, the good, and the beautiful under their 21-year rule, studies and research has instead uncovered the false, not good, and ugly facts at the time. George Cahiles, CNN Philippines.
Still ahead, K-pop fans can look forward to a popular boy band using its voice to talk about sustainable development. And programs on the TV screen go head-to-head at this year's Emmy Awards, with 2 dramas taking the lead for number of wins. Keep it here on Newsnight.
When the world was changing for photographic film, we helped change the world as a pioneer of the digital age. In healthcare, we're revolutionizing diagnostics by applying our AI technology. But why stop there when we can focus our AI and IoT?
Just days after unveiling its coronavirus containment plan for later on in the year, the government, as promised, also updated travellers on the restrictions that they face to enter the UK. Those are going to be simplified as of October the 4th, and there's good news for 8 countries that are coming off the so-called red list here in the UK. This is a list of nations that are deemed risky in terms of the prevalence of COVID-19, and as such, people who enter these shores from those nations have to go into an immediate mandatory quarantine period in a hotel. But that will no longer be the case if you're returning to the UK from Turkey, Pakistan, the Maldives, Egypt, Sri Lanka, Oman, Bangladesh, and also Kenya. And there's good news for travellers who are fully vaccinated against COVID-19. If they've had both of their shots, they will no longer have to take a test before departing upon their journey. They will still have to test upon their return, but the government's also trying to make that simpler and also more cost-effective too, with plans to remove the current requirement for a polymerase chain reaction or PCR test on day 2, a more sophisticated and expensive but also more accurate type of COVID-19 test. They're going to be replacing that with a much cheaper lateral flow test instead. Now, this has been greeted by the airline and the hospitality sector with glee. They have been pummeled over the course of the pandemic by these restrictions that have been imposed upon travellers to the UK. They said it was the shot in the arm that the industry needed, and it could make a real impact straight away, because these rules are going to be changing just before a crucial travel period, which is the half-term holiday for school children across England. And it also reflects the fact that there is a larger amount of immunity against COVID-19 in this country, with 8 in 10 adults here having been vaccinated in some form against the virus, and with plans to roll out the vaccination programme to the next target group, which is 12 to 15-year-olds, who as of this week the government recommended would be eligible to get 1 shot of a Pfizer vaccination. Nina Dos Santos, CNN in London.
You're watching Newsnight. I'm Pia Honteveros. Another Filipino athlete making the country proud, cue artist Carlo Biado claims this year's U.S. Open pool title after a come-from-behind win over Singapore's Aloysius Yap in the finals. Biado had to fight back after being down 3-8, taking the last 10 racks of the contest for the victory. Biado is the first Filipino U.S. Open pool champion since billiards legend Efren Bata Reyes in 1994. Now, in entertainment, K-pop group BTS will once again address the United Nations, this time as Korea's special envoy for future generations and culture. They are accompanying South Korean President Moon Jae-in to New York for the second meeting of the Sustainable Development Goals moment, starting tonight at 8 Manila time. Aside from giving remarks, the 7-member group will also perform for the 30 member states and stakeholders attending the event. This will stream on the UN's YouTube channel and other social media platforms. The 76th session of the United Nations General Assembly will be their third visit to the global organization in 4 years. Now, Marvel's first Asian superhero may not make it to the big screen in China. CNN's David Daniel has that and more in the Hollywood Minute.
I thought I could change my name. Start a new life.
Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings is doing big box office in the U.S., but China's film board has not approved it for theaters there, though future releases have received Chinese release dates. Chinese nationalists reportedly have criticized star Simu Liu, who was born in China but grew up in Canada.
The Emperor asks us to bring peace to Arrakis. House Atreides accepts.
One of those future releases is already doing well. Dune debuted in 24 international markets, including Russia, France, Germany, and Italy, and made $36.8 million in its first weekend. The film expands worldwide, including the U.S. and China, on October 22nd.
You know who you are, don't you? You're Buddy from Belfast, where everybody knows you.
An Oscar boost for Belfast. Kenneth Branagh's black and white drama based on his childhood in Northern Ireland won the People's Choice Award at this year's Toronto Film Festival. 12 of the last 13 winners went on to receive Academy Award nominations for Best Picture, and 5 of those films won the top Oscar. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
And in TV's award season, Netflix drama swept this year's Emmys. The Crown, which chronicles the lives of British royalty, took home 5 trophies under the drama category. The Queen's Gambit tied with it at 11 wins. Popular for its storytelling of a female chess prodigy's journey, the show reached 62 million viewers in the first 28 days of release.
The one thing that no algorithm can predict and no billion-dollar budget can manufacture is word of mouth. This award is for the fans who told their friends and who became fans who told their friends, dude, you gotta watch the Orphan Girl chess drama.
The Queen's Gambit was notably awarded for Outstanding Limited Series, and like The Crown, it grabbed prizes for its cinematography and directing. With a total of 44 statues, the streaming company Netflix now has the highest number of Emmys than any other network or platform in 2021. To view the full list of awardees, you can visit our website and social media pages at CNN Philippines. Well, we still have 96 days before Christmas Day, and that is it for now. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again at 7 on News.ph. I'm Pia Honteveros for Newsnight, where we go above and beyond the headlines.
This program is brought to you by
grams potatoes cut into chunks, 1 piece or 150 grams zucchini cut into large cubes, 1 cup Cajun sauce, 1 piece or 150 grams lemon cut into wedges. For the Cajun sauce, please prepare half cup Magnolia Butterlicious salted, 10 cloves garlic chopped, and 2 tablespoon Cajun seasoning, 3 tablespoon sugar, 1 tablespoon Tabasco sauce, and 2 tablespoon cornstarch dissolved in 2 tablespoon of water. To make Cajun sauce, melt butter blend in a large pan, sauté garlic, then add Cajun seasoning, sugar, hot sauce, and cornstarch mixture. Simmer once and then set aside. In an oven-proof dish, arrange chicken, shrimps, potatoes, zucchini, and Cajun sauce. Cover and cook in the oven set at 220 degrees Celsius for 25 to 30 minutes or until chicken is cooked through. Serve with lemon wedges. That makes 6 servings. And there you have it, a nutritious and flavorful meal made in minutes.
Now, thank you so much for this one, Chef. You actually showed us, diba? Just put everything in one pan, you cook it, and we already have a delicious meal. And this shows you can actually take your ulam to the next level while still saving a lot of time. But we do have one more dish made with Magnolia Chicken Templados Barbecue.
We have here the creamy chicken barbecue rice casserole.
I love it. I love it. It looks like a totally complete meal. You know, there are carbs and a lot of protein, and you also have the veggies too.
Yes, and I know it may look intimidating, but trust me, this is a meal that you can prepare while multitasking.
Okay, Chef, I trust you, and as always, I'm excited for this part, which is the tikiman part, the tasting part. Okay, which one should we start?
Okay, let's start first with the Cajun barbecue chicken and shrimp.
Spicy. I can't taste. Okay, wait. There. Now I taste the spice. But parang it disappears after a while. It just gets more delicious. What's even more surprising is how fresh and tender the chicken cut is. It makes it so much easier and more delicious. You know, every bite becomes juicier.
I'm happy to see na nag-enjoy ka dyan.
So good.
Yes, it's a little bit spicy, pero this is something that you can enjoy din with kids. Just go easy with the Tabasco sauce. By the way, the Magnolia ready-to-cook chicken templados is guaranteed fresh since it comes in sellado sigurado packs to preserve all the flavors. The chicken is raised in a stress-free environment. That's why the meat is tender.
Okay, it's delicious. Now I'm curious about the next dish, which is why I would like to taste this creamy chicken barbecue rice casserole. I taste the creaminess. It is so delicious. Actually, what's interesting is that the creaminess actually complements the smoky flavors of the barbecue ng Magnolia chicken. Do you know what this reminds me of? It's like that all-around hearty meal. You can serve this during dinner or after you've had a long day with your family.
Yes, it's hearty and healthy dinner. Every cut of Magnolia ready-to-cook templados is high in protein and has omega-3 that helps boost our immune system.
And if you're a health-conscious mom like me, you know, it's reassuring to learn that Magnolia chicken is free from antibiotic residue, hormones, and steroids. Simply safe and high quality.
Yes. Talagang sa Magnolia, sigurado ka yan ang alagang Magnolia.
There you go. And Chef, once again, thank you so much. I love you for preparing these beautiful dishes for today.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, Christine. Again, we have the Cajun barbecue chicken and shrimps and the creamy chicken barbecue casserole.
Now, what a delicious and, of course, awesome set of recipes. So, mommies, do get ready because we have more stress-free and time-saving meals just for you. So stay tuned to Wholesome Meals, A Better Life. We will be back.
Magandang araw, Mami! Pero mas maganda ka! Mami ko yan! Mukha lang kami kapatid, no? Glowing ka, Mami! Ikaw na lang kayo mag-artista!
Panay palakas pag gusto ng Magnolia Cheesy. Kasi busog sa sarap, busog pa sa immunity boosters.
Lakas ko pa, Mami!
Lakas kumain! Busog sarap, busog sustansya. Magnolia Cheesy!
Save time and shop online at the SMC Hub, San Miguel Corporation's e-commerce platform that delivers your groceries and more straight to your door. It's easy to order. Step 1. Choose your delivery location. Step 2. Check out your most trusted San Miguel quality products and add to cart. Step 3. Choose your payment method and check out. The SMC Hub delivers to anywhere in Metro Manila and to select municipalities in Cavite and Rizal. Same-day delivery is available Mondays to Saturdays if you place your order before 12 noon. Spend more time doing the things you love. Just hub it delivered. Visit us now at thehub.sanmiguel.com.ph. Your home made better with San Miguel.
The COVID-19 pandemic changes how politicians will campaign and Filipinos will vote next year. The filing of certificates of candidacy from president down to municipal councilor, as well as filing of nomination and acceptance, will be from October 1 to 8, including weekends. The campaign period for president, vice president, senator, and party list groups is from February 8 to May 7. Authorities will enforce social distancing during political rallies if ever these events are allowed. Campaigning is prohibited on April 14 and 15 in observance of Maundy Thursday and Good Friday. On Election Day, voters will be subject to health screening first when they arrive at polling precincts. Those with questionable health conditions will vote in isolation polling places. The Constitution sets the elections for the second Monday of May, which falls on May 9, 2022.
Wholesome Meals, Better Life. I'm Christine Jacob Sandejas. From savory chicken meals, we now indulge in some hearty soups inspired by Asian cuisines. Now, these recipes are surely quick and stress-free. And to help us out, I'd like to welcome Chef B-Boy. Hello, Chef. How are you?
Hi, Christine. I'm glad to be here again.
So happy to have you, Chef. Naman, what have you done? The aroma here in the studio, if our viewers could only smell it, it is absolutely delicious. All the dish that you've prepared for today.
So we have here our chicken udon, then dakgomtam or Korean chicken soup. These two are made specially with Magnolia free-range chicken.
Okay, so yummy, so delicious, so healthy. You know, I can't wait to actually taste this, Chef. Mommies, with Magnolia free-range chicken, you're free from worries. Now, the chicken are raised in Magnolia farms where they're free to roam in a stress-free environment. At siguradong safe pa because Magnolia chicken is free from antibiotics, hormones, and steroids. At yan ang alagang Magnolia.
Mommies, hindi na rin kayo masistress sa paghahanap ng Magnolia free-range chicken. It's available in Magnolia Chicken Station, your one-stop shop for all your chicken needs.
Or you can also have it delivered at your home. Just order online via thehub.sanmiguel.com.ph. Now, Chef, let's start, you know, while the soups or the dishes are still hot. Now, I understand, Chef, that this is the chicken udon, which has, of course, a rich flavor at, you know, sa amoy pa lang, masarap na talaga. What's your secret, Chef?
Well, the secret is the broth.
Okay.
Yes. This may be a Japanese dish, but we added a lot of Pinoy twist on it.
Okay, paano naging Pinoy to, Chef?
We added Magnolia free-range chicken as part of the shio or the salted broth.
So that is why the authentic native chicken flavor actually stands out.
Yes, and of course, we have here a dakgomtam or the Korean chicken soup.
And Chef, you know, this dish talaga is very comforting, you know, as you can see from the amazing broth and the delicious chicken, but you also have, you know, yung mga dipping sauce.
Yes, this recipe is stress-free. You can make this in less than an hour.
I like that. Anything quick, stress-free, you know, less than an hour is perfect. Now, where do we start, Chef? If we want to cook yung dakgomtam at home, how it looks difficult?
You can make a good soup with a flavorful and high-quality chicken, just like the Magnolia free-range chicken. We don't need a lot of ingredients, kaya the soup is really up to the chicken. We will be needing 1.1 kilo of whole Magnolia free-range chicken, 8 cups or 2 liters water, 1 piece or 30 grams garlic, it is peeled, 1 piece or 30 grams ginger, peeled, then sliced, 2 stalks or 60 grams onion leeks, separate white stalks and leaves sliced, 1 piece or 120 grams onion, sliced in half, 1 tablespoon peppercorns, 1 cup of kimchi, For the dipping sauce, please prepare 1/4 cup dark soy sauce, 1/8 cup cane vinegar, and for the spicy dipping sauce, we need 2 tablespoons gochujang, 1 clove garlic minced, 3 tablespoons chicken broth, and for the side dish, prepare 1 cup of kimchi. Combine soy dipping sauce ingredients in a bowl and set aside. Next, combine spicy dipping sauce ingredients in another bowl and set aside. Then, prepare the chicken. Combine chicken breast side down, water, garlic, ginger, white part of the leeks, onion, and peppercorns in a stock pot. Simmer covered for 15 minutes. Turn chicken and simmer for another 15 minutes. Place in a large serving bowl. Top with onion leeks and serve with dipping sauces and kimchi. This makes 8 servings. And that's it. It only takes us 35 minutes to do it.
I mean, chef, sabi mo nga, 15 minutes one side, tapos flip the chicken, tapos another 15 minutes.
Yes.
We're done, right? We have a delicious meal.
To complete the experience, you can serve it with kimchi and the dipping sauces. We have soy vinegar here and gochujang paste. I added portion of the broth to the gochujang for more flavor.
So that is the secret on how to prepare this flavorful dish. Thank you so much. Perfect ito, chef. Kasi, syempre, mahilig naman kami. Ang mga daughters ko rin, di ba, ng mga Korean drama. Super, super love namin yan. So this will definitely be our next go-to dish.
Now, it's time for you to try them.
Okay.
First, we have your chicken udon. Be careful medyo mainit-init pa.
Mainit pa to. So how difficult or how easy is this to make?
It's so easy for the broth. Just dump all together the ingredients. Yung free-range chicken natin yung talaga magpapalasa dyan.
And you know also, chef, you know what I love is that I can actually taste the authentic native flavor of the Magnolia free-range chicken. It is so tasty. You know, the texture of the chewy udon also, and the tender cuts of the meats, of course. This is definitely a heartwarming soup. Okay, chef, from this one, I'm excited to try the Korean chicken soup.
All right, let's try this.
Okay, looks good already. I feel like I'm in Korea.
Yeah. Overall, super healthy ng dish na to. You have a chicken that has leaner meat, lower in fat, and high in protein. May omega-3 pa.
Okay, and not only that, but a stress-free meal made from a stress-free chicken. As a Magnolia free-range chicken, sigurado ka yan ang alagang Magnolia.
Christine, I hope that you enjoy the dishes today, ah?
I did, chef. And you know what I like about this? It's really so healthy and so clean. So thank you so much for sharing this with us.
All right, thank you. Again, we have here our chicken udon, the dokgamtang or the Korean chicken soup, both made extra special with Magnolia free-range chicken.
And with Magnolia chicken, you don't have to worry because this is raised in a stress-free environment and it has omega-3. Magnolia chicken is also free from antibiotic residue, hormones, and steroids. Kaya sa Magnolia, sigurado ka, yan ang alagang Magnolia.
Mamis, hindi na rin kayo masistress sa paghahanap ng Magnolia free-range chicken because it's available in Magnolia Chicken Stations, your one-stop shop for all your chicken needs. Or you can have it also delivered at your home. Just order online via the hub.sanmiguel.com.ph.
Okay, so once again, Chef, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you ulit, Christine.
Okay, balik ka ha?
Yes.
And up next, we'll be sharing with you exciting and excellent dishes made with Magnolia cage-free brown eggs. So don't go away. Wholesome Meals, Better Life will be right back.
The next time Filipinos will choose new leaders is on May 9, 2022. The 1987 Constitution states that elections shall be held every second Monday of May, a major political exercise since the Commission on Elections expects up to 63 million voters, including some 4 million who just registered to cast their ballots.
4 million potential new registrants, expected 1 million reactivations. We project that we will have anywhere from 62 to 63 million voters in 2022. But with the pandemic, we might not even get to 61 million with the way things are going.
So what positions are up for grabs? President and Vice President. Voters will also select 12 candidates for senators and 1 each for district and party list representative, who will compose the House of Representatives that will have not more than 250 members and a number of party list representatives corresponding to the total votes. Voters will also elect governors and vice governors, mayors and vice mayors, provincial board members, and city and town councilors. On the same day, voters in the Bangsamoro region will hold their first regular election. Now, the COVID-19 pandemic will both be a game changer in how Election Day will unfold.
Nung tinitingnan namin, inaaral namin, mukhang aabutin po talaga tayo. Yung herd immunity na sinasabi ng ating health experts, medyo matatagalan at mukhang aabutin na yung May 2022 elections. Honestly, medyo ibang-iba talaga, ibang-iba yung limitura ng ating election.
And also will definitely be top of mind as voters cast their ballots. The pandemic has nearly overwhelmed the healthcare system and put government response in the spotlight. The economy is in recession, with millions losing their jobs, while prices of food and basic goods keep rising. As Filipinos grapple with a deadly virus, they also have to deal with conflicts in the West Philippine Sea, human rights, drugs, corruption, and the environment, among others. And through the ballot, they can determine how the country will navigate through these crises and find opportunities in them.
Overseas voting frequently asks questions for the 2022 elections. Who can register? Filipinos at least 18 years old who were abroad during the voting period and not disqualified by law. When to register? The deadline for overseas voter registration is September 30, local time of the country where the overseas voter temporarily resides. Where to register? Applications may be filed at any post abroad or at designated registration centers outside the post or in the designated registration centers in the Philippines. Posts refer to Philippine embassies, consulates, and offices abroad maintained by government agencies. Who conducts the voting? For personal voting, COMELEC deputizes a body known as a Special Board of Election Inspectors to conduct the voting and counting of the votes. For postal voting, COMELEC deputizes a body known as a Special Ballot Reception and Custody Group to take custody of the ballots and distribute them to registered voters during the voting. So who conducts the counting of the votes? The SBEI conducts the counting of ballots either manually or through a vote counting machine. Who conducts the canvassing of votes? The Commission on Elections deputizes a body known as the Special Board of Canvassers to conduct the canvassing.
A better life. Now for our final batch of recipes, now we would like to show you how a simple ingredient can take your family's dining experience to a whole new level. Now let's talk about eggs. Here you go. It's one of those ingredients that's truly flexible. It can be used for breakfast, lunch, snacks, or even dinner. You just need to be creative with it, and that is why today we'll show you excellent and time-saving meals made with Magnolia cage-free brown eggs. And to help us out, we have none other than Chef Yen. Hello, Chef. You are
Christine.
the expert for today. There you
It's
go.
nice to see you again.
Nice to have you.
So for today, we have egg fried rice and pizza eggs made with Magnolia cage-free brown eggs. Magnolia cage-free brown eggs are antibiotic-free, naturally nested, rich in native flavor, and packed with nutrients because it comes from happy and stress-free Magnolia chicken hens.
Now, these dishes, of course, Chef, that you prepared for us, take a look at that naman. It looks so promising. And not only that, but of course, they're also nutritious. Magnolia cage-free brown eggs is a source of high-quality protein, essential amino acids, and vitamins, which help boost immunity. Kaya perfect for the kids and the whole family.
So you can grab Magnolia cage-free brown eggs in leading supermarkets and Monterey meat shops near you.
Now, for customers in the Greater Manila area, you can also have it delivered right at your doorstep. Just go to the Food Panda app or visit the hub.sanmiguel.com.ph for quality groceries and, of course, so much more. Hashtag Hubit delivered na. When there's freedom to choose, choose Magnolia cage-free brown eggs.
So, Christine, I have a question. How do you usually cook eggs?
Well, I love eggs because I love the, like it's really rich in protein. But, I guess the easiest would be like scrambled eggs.
Right.
Diba? So, maski malamig, masarap pa rin, diba? Yun ang gusto ko talaga.
True.
And you can pair it with sandwiches or as you prepared for us today, even with rice. And speaking of rice, Chef, I like what you did with this. The colors is so beautiful.
Oh, I'm glad you noticed it. Alam mo naman tayo mga Pinoy, ang egg ay talagang staple ng ating breakfast. And what I did is take it to the next level with Magnolia cage-free brown eggs. This one has a rich, more native flavor and has a brighter yellow-orange yolk, no? Kasi nga, meron niyang lutein.
Yes, I like that. Magnolia cage-free brown eggs contain natural antioxidants, which is very good for the body. And as Chef nga said kanina, it also has yung lutein to improve vision and even vitamin D. We really need that right now, that promotes strong bones and muscles. Okay, now Chef, how about this one? I've never had eggs on my pizza. So it's my first time.
And napakadali pang gawin that the whole family can even join you sa paggawa nito.
I like that. You want to try that later. It looks really delicious, Chef. How easy? Sabi nga madali.
You will need 5 pieces of Magnolia cage-free brown eggs, and then 1/3 cup or 5 tablespoons of cooking oil, 1/2 tablespoon of iodized fine salt, 1/2 tablespoon of pepper, 2/3 cup store-bought pizza sauce, 1/3 cup or again 5 tablespoons of Magnolia quick melt cheese grated, 15 pieces of pepperoni, 2.5 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese, which is optional, and lastly 1 tablespoon plus 1 teaspoon of shredded basil leaves, also optional. We need to cook the pizza eggs one at a time. Divide all the ingredients in 5 portions. So in a medium pan, heat 1 tablespoon of oil, place an egg ring in the center and crack 1 egg and let this cook until medium set. Now top egg with 1/5 portion of salt, pepper, pizza sauce, quick melt cheese, and pepperoni. You can also use bacon if you like. So cover the pan and cook for about 4 to 5 minutes or until the egg sets and cheese has melted. And then to finish it off, top with Parmesan cheese and some basil leaves. So this is good for 5 servings, ha? And there you go, diba? The recipe is as easy as 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, so Chef, paano yung tinapay? Pizza may tinapay?
Wala siyang tinapay.
Walang tinapay. So
yeah, it's really, literally pizza eggs.
I love it. I mean, it's carb-free, so perfect for all those that are watching, of course, their carb intake. And not only, sabi nga ni Chef, hassle-free pa. At ang bilis pa. This is truly the definition of simple ingredient turned into an excellent meals.
Let's jump to our tasting session. I've got this plate of egg fried rice for you.
Okay, I will try this because I love rice. My whole family.
Yung balam ako fried rice queen.
Are you the Okay, so guys, this is fried rice. You are the queen. This is so perfect. You don't need anything else. This is like a perfect dish in itself.
Yes, it's a full meal. Yung protein mo, yung egg na, di ba? Tapos may kanin ka na, may carbs ka, may gulay pa ako nilagay. Saan ka pa? So up next, Christine, we have pizza eggs, also made with Magnolia cage-free brown egg.
You know, I think it's something that my whole family, the kids especially, can make. Snacks, everything. It's so big. Okay.
So, Christine, what's your verdict?
My verdict is wow.
Napawaw kita?
Napawaw. Parati naman napapawaw mo ako. But I think you can also pair it with bread and even rice as well if you wish. Now, the magic talaga is in the flavors of Magnolia cage-free brown eggs.
Alam mo talaga, level up yan ng iyong typical fried eggs, di ba? Gawin mong pizza.
Gawin mong pizza.
Correct. Tsaka, it's so fun to make and really flavorful. Kaya perfect ito para sa buong pamilya, pang-bonding, hindi ba?
Agree.
So, Christine, I'm glad you enjoyed all these exciting dishes.
Ikaw talaga ang expert, chef, when it comes to eggs.
Now, you can grab Magnolia cage-free brown eggs in leading supermarkets and Monterey meat shops near you.
That's right. Now, for our customers in the Greater Manila area, you can also have it delivered right at your doorstep. Just go to the Food Panda app or visit thehub.sanmiguel.com.ph for quality groceries and so much more. #HubItDelivered na. When there's a freedom to choose Magnolia cage-free brown eggs. Thank you so much, Chef. I enjoyed this.
Thank you as well.
So delicious. You know, even though a lot has changed in the way we work, Chef, di ba, quality time with our family should be and will always be our top priority. Now, sometimes that shared moment means enjoying a delicious meal that takes the stress away. And with that, we look forward to sharing more food hacks with you here on Wholesome Meals, Better Life, where you offer you the best ingredients for the best meals for the entire family. I'm Christine Jacobs-Sandejas, and we'll see you again next time.